All right, y'all, week 5 here. Mississippi State Bulldogs down in Starkville, 4:15 this Saturday. It's supposed to be a whiteout. They're supposed to be honoring the 2000 Mississippi State team, I think, that won the Independence Bowl, Jackie Sherrill, and that 2000 Mississippi State Bulldog team will be there in attendance. They're going to be amped up. This is not going to be an easy game. The Cowbells, they'll be going crazy. And a good Mississippi State team, guys. I cannot say this enough. I hope our team does not take them lightly, or they 1,000% can lose this game. Now, Tennessee's the better team. But guess what? The better team don't always win. So let's talk about both these teams. Mississippi State is undefeated, 4-0. Tennessee's 3-1. Their only loss was in overtime at home to Georgia. It's going to be a really good game. It's going to be interesting. When I dove into this Mississippi State team and looked at their stats and how they played, it's quite unusual. First off, last year they were very successful in the air. This year they're more running. They're better at running the ball. So, really, the only game that Mississippi State has played thus far that really was a team that had a pulse at all was Arizona State. Now, they did beat Arizona State at home. Very good victory. They were the number 12 team in the country. Arizona State only has one loss on the season as well. Good team, good quarterback, good coach. But when I dove into the numbers, first off, they threw for about 300 yards, I think, in this game against Arizona State. But for the year, for the most part, they've not been that good throwing the football. I think they're in the 60s as far as passing offense. Well, as running the ball, they're in the 30s. Now, when I looked at the Arizona State game, now the reason that I'm looking at the Arizona State game, because it's the most, I think, what we're going to see of this team, because that was the team that had a pulse. They played like Alcorn State, Southern Miss, just a bunch of really bad football teams. So the Arizona State game is the one that I think we can look at the most and kind of see what can Mississippi State do against Tennessee. So Mississippi State didn't do anything at all on the ground against Arizona State. They threw the ball, I think, for almost 300 yards. I'm not exactly sure. It was like north of 250, I'm pretty sure. But they didn't run the ball. They also allowed Arizona State to rack up over 250 yards of rushing. So I think this Tennessee team with a balanced offense will be able to move the ball effectively against Mississippi State. Now, the problem is that Tennessee secondary. Now, this is not a Mississippi State team per se that you look at that it looks like they're a major, really good throwing football team. I mean, Blake Shapen's been all right, but he's not an all-star QB. He's not a Garrett Nussmeier, okay? He's not a Lenoris Sellers. He's a middle tier at best quarterback in the SEC, and that's no disrespect to him. The SEC has a lot of good quarterbacks, and this guy can 100% beat us. But I think it will take a lot more than Blake Shapen to beat Tennessee. Tennessee will have to turn the ball over. Tennessee will have to, I guess, allow a lot of big plays for Mississippi State's offense, busted coverages. What Tennessee has to do is play a well-balanced ball game, run the ball effectively, pass the ball effectively, and I think Tennessee can do all those things against this Mississippi State defense. Like I said, this Mississippi State defense, against the run, they're not that great. Against the pass, they're top 15, which is decent. But I think, anytime Tennessee plays anybody other than Georgia, they run the ball typically for over 200 yards. If Tennessee goes on the road, controls the line of scrimmage, runs north of 200 yards, outside of something just crazy happening, I can't see Tennessee losing this game if we get up over 200 yards rushing. So the three-headed monster of Peyton Lewis, Deshaun Bishop, Star Thomas, get them guys 30, 40 reps between those guys. Control the clock. Joey Aguilar. Now, here is the thing with Joey Aguilar. He's got a past of turning over the ball. Now, this year he's been pretty good. You look at the stat line, 3 interceptions, but really 2 of them, if you've really analyzed Tennessee or kept up with Joey Aguilar and actually watched the ball games, there's only really 1 interception. So he's been pretty good protecting the football. But the last thing Tennessee can do is, at the mesh point, fumbles between the quarterback and the running back. interceptions, untimely interceptions. That's how you lose in a big-time game on the road in the SEC. And yes, I'm calling this a big-time game because Mississippi State's undefeated. It's at home. They're not going to hand Tennessee this game. Tennessee can't just roll out of bed, out of their hotel in Starkville, Mississippi on Saturday and just be like, you know what, we're going to win this game. That's not how it's going to happen. Tennessee's going to have to play good, not average. Tennessee's going to have to play good to beat Mississippi State Saturday. So, what do I think is going to happen in this game? I think Tennessee will jump off to a good start, which is typically what we do. I don't think Mississippi State has the personnel to overcome the deficit that I think Tennessee is going to jump on Mississippi State. I think Tennessee will jump out early, get a double-digit lead. I do think Mississippi State will kind of claw back. They'll keep it within single digits. But I think Tennessee is going to probably win this game. I'm going to say Tennessee 38, and I'm going to say Mississippi State 28. So Tennessee wins by 10 points. I think the betting lines right now have Mississippi State, I think, as underdogs by 7.5 points. So Tennessee's favored by 7.5 points. It was at 9.5, so it's dropped to 7.5 points. But I think Tennessee wins by around 10 points. Tennessee's the better team. They should take care of Mississippi State. But, like I said, turnovers, big plays, and here's another thing that I didn't talk about: penalties and the false starts, holding, stuff like that. That can get you beat on the road in the SEC. Tennessee has to play a clean game. Can't go down there and play sloppy, or you can 100% get beat. Tennessee, I think, moves to 4-1, goes into the bye week before we play Arkansas. Tennessee will be 1-1 in the SEC, 4-1 overall, going into the bye week. And I think Tennessee pulls it out, guys. I think they come to play focused. I like Aguilar with the Vols. I like his composure. I like how he doesn't get really shaken up as a QB. And I think he goes on the road and leads the Tennessee Vols to a big SEC victory. Guys, I'll talk to y'all later.